Welcome to Children's Corner, where we come to be with God, to listen to God, and hear the stories of God. There are many things we do to get ready to be with God. One of the very important things that we do is to light the Christ candle, to remind us that Christ is with us in this room and wherever we are. Next, we have our greeting for one another. And our greeting is that the Lord be with you and also with you. Before we hear the stories of God, we always sing our special song to remind us it's time to be still and listen to what God might be trying to tell us in the story. Please join me in singing Be Still and Know. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. This is the Sea of Galilee. So many important things happen near the sea that we need a small piece of it to help us tell the stories. The sea is a strange and wild place. When the winds blow, the sea is wild and rough. When the winds are calm, the sea is peaceful and still. Once, Jesus was teaching by the sea. So many people came to hear him that he had to get into a boat to teach. He taught all day. When evening came, he was very tired. He said to the disciples, "Let's sail across the sea." Suddenly a mighty wind came, and and the sea became wild and rough, so that the waves splashed against the boat, and water began to fill. Jesus was still asleep. "Wake up," the disciples cried. "Don't you care that we are drowning?" Jesus got up. He said to the wind, "Peace, be still." He said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And suddenly there was a great calm. "Why are you afraid?" Jesus asked. "Have you still no faith?" The disciples were amazed and wondered, "Who is this person that even the winds and the sea do what he says?" I wonder what it was like to be in such a great storm. I wonder how Jesus was able to sleep during the storm. I wonder how the wind feels blowing the sea. I wonder how the sea feels being so wild and rough. I wonder why the wind and the sea did what Jesus said. I wonder how the sea feels being calm. I wonder how the disciples feel. I wonder if sometimes our lives feel like storms. I wonder how we might look and listen to Jesus to help us with those storms. Today's story can be found in the book of Mark in the New Testament, chapter 4, verses 35 through 41. Let's hear how God tells us the story. On the evening of that same day, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let us go across to the other side of the lake." So they left the crowd. The disciples got into the boat in which Jesus was already sitting, and they took him with them. Other boats were there too. Suddenly a strong wind blew up, and the waves began to spill over into the boat, so it was about to fill with water. Jesus was in the back of the boat, sleeping with his head on a pillow. The disciples woke him up and said, "Teacher, don't you care that we are about to die?" Jesus stood up and commanded the wind, "Be quiet." And he said to the waves, "Be still." The wind died down and there was a great calm. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "Why are you frightened? Do you still have no faith?" But they were terribly afraid and began to say to one another, "Who is this man? Even the wind and waves obey him." Thanks be to God. Please join me in our closing song, "Be Still and Know." Our closing song, "Go Now in Peace." Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the love of God surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. And watch as I change the light of Christ, the light that was once in one place at one time. It can now be with us in all places and all times, in this room here with us and everywhere. Amen.